I'm Angel, this is Leash, Jake, Max and Cad.
And you guys are from?
And we're from Ipswich Community Media.
Tell us a little bit about what Ipswich Community Media does.
So Ipswich Community Media helps the community by doing projects and running a radio station, a community radio, to help people, it's in the heart of Ipswich, to help everyone from Ipswich, and from young people all the way up to adults, people with learning disabilities, so basically for everyone.
How do they need your support? The people that you help?
So it could be all different things, education-wise, or in terms of radio, or they're interested in media, they've got an interest, and we can tap into that and help them expand their experience, their knowledge, and give them great advice for career, future career aspects.
And we're addressing some things like social mobility and exclusion. One of our big things is the wider meaning of exclusion, so that could be through language barriers, or it could be through family challenges, and actually that's what we kind of celebrate, is offering a whole platform of stuff. From it could be English learning, or it could be a music session, or it could be festivals. That's really important to actually celebrate culture as well, so it's a pretty broad brushstroke, I think.
So how many different nationalities do you work with, Kat?
Well, a good example of that is at Hamford Hall, where we work. It's 75% EAL, and I think that reflects our community.
What does that mean?
It means English is an additional language, so we do work with. Day to day we have about 20, I guess, core community and languages we work with, but working at Hamford Hall is a real example of that. Over 70% additional languages means, very many, quite a lot actually.
That must come with a number of challenges. Tell us about the challenges.
Well, the challenges are, I'd really like to celebrate one of our members of staff. Her job is, she's like a magician. So we teach English, as we said, somebody will come through the door and she is able to negotiate. They won't have any English at all, but they want to learn. So like a magician, she sits and fills out a form. She can't speak their language and they can't speak her language. And in 20 minutes time, they've really transferred that information. So that's the barrier, is getting people through the door and sitting down, and then that's an entry level. That's really gentle learning from the beginning, and that's not dissimilar to a young person who is not engaging with school or with society, coming through the door and just beginning those introductory. I mean, Angel does amazing work along just being able to be there and chatting. I think that's how it starts often for your work.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you in a minute. If you just go on to these guys. Sorry, I've already forgotten your names.
Max.
Max.
I'm Jake.
Okay. So Max, tell us, what have you been doing with ICM? What sort of things have you been involved with?
Well, I got referred through my school because I haven't had many hours into education, so I kind of needed to get more hours into my day other than just getting up to mischief. So thanks to Angel and all the rest of the team, I've been able to accomplish a lot more than what I thought I'd be able to. She's also helped me overcome some of my musical fears as well, because I used to be quite self-conscious about my voice as well. Just made me think, right, you're more than that, just forget about it and you'll be able to overcome anything. So with all the help here, I've been able to write songs that I never thought I'd be able to write. One of the songs I'm writing at the moment, I wouldn't have been able to complete without Angel's help.
And what sort of difference has that made to your life? I think it sounds like it has. Tell us
Yes,
about it.
I used to basically go out every night and then just get in trouble, not come home. But thanks to all of this, which has happened, I've been putting my life back on track, been keeping out of trouble. I haven't been hanging around with some of the people that have been in the past, because mainly the friends that I was with weren't exactly role models. So it kind of set me back on track. Thank you.
And how about you? Sorry, your name is?
My name's Jake.
Jake,
yeah.
Okay, Jake, how about you? How about your experience of it?
I didn't really go into any of my lessons in school, so I always find an excuse. It could be anything from not fitting in or not getting on with the other kids, but Angel and Cad have obviously helped me through, and they've definitely helped me to get through all the fears that I've had in the lessons. So I've been going to a lot more of my lessons, and I've had a lot more support outside of school with.
What sort of things have you been doing with these guys?
So I've been doing music and radio things, and I've wrote some lyrics about like anti-knife crime around Ipswich areas, and I really like to change Ipswich. I'd like to help in that kind of situation.
Have you made new friends?
Yeah, I've definitely made some new friends. I made, who's named Brandon. Brandon was a good friend as well. He's nice. We always got on. But a bit nervous to meet me at first, but yeah.
And what would you like to say to Ipswich Community Media for the help that they're giving you?
I'd definitely like to thank them. It's been a good support, and I'd love to carry on doing it and help other people get support.
And I would like to say a massive thank you to Angel, Ankad and the rest of the team for making me who I am today and getting me where I am today. So thank you very much.
Kat, how do you feel?
I
when
feel I'm
you-
going to
when
cry.
you hear that?
I actually think I'm going to cry. Sorry, I mean,
We need that on film.
yeah, I think actually, honestly, I really mean that because what the message we want to get across, it is Suffolk Day, and I think for us, ICM's only 3 years old, and we started, all of us as volunteers, that's 100% of us started this from a place of passion. I'm really sorry, it does make me want to cry. But that is what it's about. So it's about going, we invented projects, we want to bring in more and more, and actually, the best, sorry, I'm really sorry, because that's actually makes me want to cry. But it is, we also really love everyone getting together, so it's great when you said you met Brandon, but also we've had times where the Kurdish ladies learning English are there with our South Street kids, and actually there's a band practicing, and the next door our True Thoughts mental health project are in there. And there's nothing more crazy and brilliant when the courtyard, which has got 4 different projects, they're talking to each other. Or magnify that up, you're at Alexandra Park at Mayday and you can see our friends with a reggae sound system next to Hammam, who has the falafel stall, next to these guys doing music, next to 2 guys on stage, next to some of the kids and the girls where you are. That's like mega, and that is really beautiful. So that's why I get emotional, because that's when you hear it, it sounds brilliant.
And,
Yeah.
and to the people of Suffolk that could help you, what do you want to say to them?
I'd like to say Suffolk is a gorgeous county. It is amazing. I actually come from here, lived here forever, escaped for a bit and came back because I love it. But it isn't as simple as some of the places you see. I actually grew up right near Aldborough. What a gorgeous place. But I taught at Leyston High School, and the message is 5 minutes away, you've got a very different scene. So the message is for us in Ipswich, we are facing some massive challenges, which these guys have so amazingly articulated. That is the reality. So if you really want to help and be involved, you can directly be involved with us, and you can actually support us, even financially. I think the work that we do with you guys is brilliant. But it's a real challenge right now, and this is not simple solutions. It's community cohesion, it's social mobility, it's recognising that we've got some real disastrous education and mobility situations that we are trying to address, and it isn't easy. So I guess for us at Ipswich Community Media, we try and do a really broad and very kind of almost invisible way of approaching. Sometimes it's hard to say the amazing results we have because they can seem really small, but they actually take a lot of dedication. The work that Angel's been doing is it's one-to-one, and sometimes it's group work, but it can take time to build that trust, and we're just trying to generate a new trust in the town, which is facing massive challenges right now, actually.
And a lot of misperceptions. I mean, that's a big issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say to the media, really sorry, but you know, it doesn't help when an area which we love and live in repeatedly gets presented with, you know, seeing knives every day. That's a real challenge, but there also is a gorgeous bombastic community that's kind of invisible amongst that, and we love that. We've done so many events that are celebrating that, because there's nothing will change if you only see the negative side, and that's one of our concerns at the moment, actually.
And why do you need Suffolk Community Foundation?
Well, on a very basic level, we probably couldn't exist without that support. It is financial support, if we're blunt. It means that we can start projects. Going back to the South Street kids, we had to invent that project and then come to you guys and say, we've kind of found this group of like 11 kids. We don't know what to do. We've only just started. We're still volunteers, and we can build that relationship with you. And then we got some funding, which led to the next funding. But now it's been networking. I mean, when me and Angel we won the High Sheriff Award a couple of years ago, and we were quite like visible, weren't we, Angel?
Yeah.
But we also network. I mean, Angel, that's the first time I think you've been to Snape.
Yeah, that was the first time I've been to Woodbridge, like that part of town.
Yeah. So I was like taking Angel going, you've got to speak to people, because I mean, I think the thing is in Suffolk, as it's a rich county as well as its challenges, and everyone we've met has been really like they want to help. So I was like, come on, let's just meet someone. Hi, who are you? What do you do? And they're asking us genuinely what we do. So that kind of networking, we really connected with William Kendall, and from that we built a relationship with Snape Malting, which is almost aside from the foundation. And I think that we're looking to, what does that look like, that relationship? Actually, he's got the relationship with the whole of Snape, but also the building. You're a music place. Well, we are musicians. What can you do for us now? So
And I think that for me, who'd never been there, and I'm like older, and these guys are young, and bridging that gap between, well, if I've never been there, how many of the young people in Ipswich have never been there? Let's normalise that and make it a thing where you are part of the Ipswich community and other people go there, so you can go there too, and normalise it so they go there and it's something that becomes part of their culture as well.
that is so, I have to chip in, that is exactly right. Next door to us right now is Dance East, which is a gorgeous building for the whole country. However, at one point, 0.0 recurring of our people went there. They actually articulated in one of our radio shows how they found it quite intimidating. So we worked hard every week for a year to take some kids. We got some free dance passes, took them in there. And when we go there now, we go as a group, they walk straight in, go to the desk, they say hi, they go to the water machine. They feel like they're allowed to go there, and that kind of acceptance. There's many amazing buildings, but they don't necessarily feel welcome to many of our community in Ipswich. We're trying to kind of give everybody that opportunity to normalise.
Yeah, and being ourselves there, we are us when we go there. We don't change anything, and the kids look at that and go, oh, you don't need to dress smart or anything. Well, that's how you approach it. So we do it too, and they've been accepted, and it's amazing seeing the results and the change.
Do a headstand in the entrance of Dance East, and what many of them did. I think that's fine.
I don't know how this question is going to go, but I'm going to ask it and just see what your response is. There's no right or wrong answer, but the other side of that camera, you've got people in Suffolk that have got lots of money that could potentially invest in you, invest in young people like you, and improve all sorts of situations in your lives, in your friends' lives. Can you just tell that camera why it is that they should help you? Straight into that lens.
Well,
why should they help you and people like you?
Personally, I think that with everyone else's help, and with however it could be a little amount or a lot amount, whatever money that we get, we will all be grateful, because it will help everyone in the community who can't exactly express how they were feeling. Because with me personally, I felt it hard to talk about how I felt. But now, thanks to South Street Studios, I've been able to express my feelings through songs, through writing lyrics. And I think and I feel that everyone else in the community who found it hard to communicate with others will find it really easy to do this. So with all your support and all your help, you will make a very, very big difference.
Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, it would be a great way. It would be a great way to help us all, like, fit in more. And we've all got something that we can look at and achieve with the money that we get. So it can all go to a good cause. So children like us, instead of going around doing things that they shouldn't do, we've got something good and positive that we can focus on. It'll be good.
One more thing. What's your biggest dream? Each of you, what is your biggest dream?
See, with me, my biggest dream is to be a really amazing, brilliant, articulate artist. See, I look up to, obviously, an artist that everyone will know, Eminem, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, goes by many names. I've looked up from him since I could speak. He's so passionate about his lyrics that he doesn't talk about violence, he doesn't talk about guns that happen in the streets, everything like that. He talks about what he feels is true. He speaks about his family, about where he came from day one to where he is today. And I would just like to say I would love to be like him in the future.
I always wanted to be a mechanic or something along the lines of, like, doing something that I can be a part of. But with music, I've changed. I want to do something in music. I found it really easy to talk about how you feel using music as a way to get away from things.